All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jimmy Zell, and I want to welcome you to our business overview of World Financial Group and Transamerica Life and Financial Services. I want to thank you up front just for your time and attention, and I've got some great information I want to share with you regarding our opportunity and what we are doing here out of our office in Kansas City and how we're expanding around the country. A little bit of backstory of myself. I've been an entrepreneur. I've been in corporate America. I've had my own businesses before. I've been in real estate. I've been in health and wellness. I've been in travel. I've been in different industries, but I absolutely love the industry I'm in now in terms of the financial service industry. And I've been very, very fortunate and blessed. I've traveled the world. I've consulted for many companies. I've built large organizations in my career. But I can tell you now, there's nothing more exciting than what I'm doing right now with our business here with our financial firm. And so thank you up front for taking the time to jump on here and learn a little bit more about what we're doing with World Financial Group and Transamerica. A little bit backstory how we did get here. I want you to know that my daughter actually introduced us to this company. She had actually started way before us through being very, very persistent. She got me the very first time she introduced this to me. I told her no. Months later, she finally talked me into getting my license. Got my license in a week, took the test, passed it, and then didn't do anything. And then she was persistent enough to, many months later again, to get us to go see and attend the national convention for this incredible company. And that's really when I started to buy into what's going on here. And I'll share this with you. What really got us was really the amount of incomes that were being made, with this great company. And what I want to do is I want to show you some of those incomes so you kind of get an idea. When we went out there, I realized that, there was 40,000 people at this national convention, and I had never attended a convention that big. But what I was blown away was the amount of money people were making. So what I want to do is I want to give you a kind of a picture here real quick before I dive into some particulars about the business. So just so you know, this is our leadership guide. And basically, guys, this is what shows you, everybody in this book for the past year or so, has been making some incredible income. But this company's been, 30 years old. And I want to show you what really got my attention. Okay, so this is a 30-year-old company, and and what ended up happening was, I watched all these people walk across stage. All these pages here are people that have made a six-figure income. As a matter of fact, 355 of them just in the last 12 months. All right. This page here, 83 people have made $250,000 in the last 12 months. Okay. These pages here, these people, 29 of them made $500,000, $500,000 in income in the last 12 months. This page here, another page of $500,000 in terms of income in the last 12 months. 11 people, $750,000 in the last 12 months. Here's $1 million earners in the last 12 months. Look at them. 1.5 million in the last 12 months. Isn't that amazing? $2 million in the last 12 months. This gentleman was a taxi cab driver when he got involved with World Financial Group. $2 million. And then you have $3 million in the last 12 months. And then you have a $4 million earner in the last 12 months. And see, ladies and gentlemen, that's what got me excited about this opportunity, because I've been in business, I've been an entrepreneur, I've seen a lot of things, and for a 30-year-old company to be able to produce those kind of results just in the last 12 months, it caught my attention and got us to pay attention. And so here's what ended up happening. Just so you know, we launched our part of the agency. My daughter had been around for well over a year. Launched our agency in July, and since July, this agency has grown to just right at about 30 people, over half of them licensed, and moving forward with our expansion in the Midwest. Because see, here's what I found out is that they're really big on the West Coast and the East Coast, but there's hardly anything going on in the Midwest. Just for the state of California, there's over 300 offices, and I knew what that meant is that it just needed someone with great strong leadership, the ability to build teams, and we had done that before, and so that's what's happened. And since we've launched, our agency just continues to grow. We have a couple offices here in Kansas City, one in Briarcliff, one here in Corporate Woods, our main office, We can reopen up an office in Joplin. We're looking at expansion into Topeka as well as Lake of the Ozarks, as well as just all over Kansas and Missouri, and as we started to expand across the country, also out of this office. So, what I want to do now is I want to dive into the presentation here so you guys can see what I saw. And let me just let you know that World Financial Group, their mission really, ladies and gentlemen, is to help people from all walks of life to build a better future. And so as we go through this, just know this, consider these three questions. Do you know someone who could benefit from this message? Can this, can this information help you, your family, and your friends financially? And are you intrigued by our business model? The first thing first is I want you to know that there's tremendous strength with our company. You see that big, structure there. It's one of the largest structures in San Francisco. It's actually the Transamerica Tower. And see, World Financial Group is actually owned by Transamerica. We're their marketing arm. And what's great about it is, we're so well capitalized. With Transamerica being our parent company, well, Transamerica is also owned by a bigger company called Aegon, which is a publicly traded company, AEGON. And just so you know this, they're big. They're $800 billion big. So put that in perspective. If you take Coca-Cola and Apple and put those two companies together, that's how big Aegon is. And so, they're so big now that they're on the Forbes top 10 too big to fail list. And so when I sit down with clients, or when you sit down with clients, just know this, we're representing the Transamerica brand, the Aegon brand, and many other companies. And the reason why that's so strong is because it's companies that they're familiar with, or they know, or they've heard something about, or they know they're well stable companies. I like to show this slide here because it shows that we're not only we market Transamerica, not only are we one of the top 5 broker dealers in the world, but we also market other brands that you might be familiar with and work with other companies like Pacific Life, Nationwide. You might have heard of like Peyton Manning's commercials, right? Prudential, Voya, which is the old ING. So there's strength in selection. We're not like maybe an agency or a firm that only offers like one particular product or company. We can offer hundreds of them. We actually have access to over 500 companies that we can work with. Right? So that's big. Our mission and vision is pretty simple. It's basically no family left behind. When you look at firms like maybe a Smith Barney or Merrill Lynch, Charles Schwab, they might work with the top 1 to 2% people wealthy in America, right? What we do is we go after everybody else in middle America. We want to help them get to the other side. And so that's where, that's why we've grown 200% in the last 5 years, right? 200% in the last 5 years. And because we just continue to go after that middle America, it's a very underserved market. Now, what we'll do is we're going to cover the financial cornerstones, which basically there's 4 of them. We sit down with families and we talk to individuals. Number 1, we talk about protection. Number 2, we talk about growth. Number 3, we talk about safety. And number 4, we talk about tax advantages. And I'll dive into each one of these a little bit more. The first one we do is we talk about the financial foundation, basically the foundation for your to be really on a good track for financial freedom and financial stability is proper protection. My question to you is that when you were growing up, did anybody ever teach you how to buy life insurance, right? And you're probably laughing and saying, no one did. Well, just like me, no one did either. And even when I went to business school, no one taught me. And so what we do is we make sure people understand the difference between term and permanent insurance, the benefits of each one and the pros and the cons. And so, when we sit down with families, we want to make sure that they understand, what income loss can be, how detrimental that can be for a family. So we talk about proper protection initially. We also like to show people the power of compounding interest. Basically, something like the rule of 72. How many of you have ever heard of the rule of 72? It's a basic concept like this: is that if there's an investment, right? Somebody out there, if it's returning, let's say 10%, you would take that 10% divided by 72, and you'd get 7.2. Basically, meaning that it would take your money 7.2 years to double. Every 7.2 years, your money would double. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a product that, that's been returning 9.35% the last 25 years, okay? 9.35% the last 25 years. It's our #1 IUL product and is only marketed through agencies like ourselves in the World Financial Group family. Now, we also educate people on options for their money, like the difference between fixed, variable, and index type of accounts. Fixed accounts are something like maybe your CDs, where you've got a low percentage that you might return. Variable accounts maybe like in your 401k, where you've got things that can go up and down, and And unfortunately, people can make a lot of money. Unfortunately, they can make a lot of money, but unfortunately, they can also lose a lot of money. And so we've got those type of accounts we talk about. And then we have index funds. And ladies and gentlemen, these have become very popular because with index funds, you don't risk your principal, right? Because here's the thing about risk. If you lose 50%, let's say of $100, it's going to take you 100% just to get back even. And a lot of people don't understand that. And so it's very important that you understand risk. And so we like to put people in safe, risk-free, tax-free type of investment and types of products that can help them, long term. We also like to teach people about how money gets taxed and reduce, the impact of taxes, because how many of you would agree that taxes are probably going to go up in the next 20 years, right? That's why I like to ask people, if you had your option right now, would you want your money to get taxed now, taxed later, or taxed never? And they, of course, always say taxed never. Well, if you get, if you look at some of these accounts, things that get taxed now are going to be like your CD accounts, your savings accounts. Things that get taxed later, like your 401ks and your IRAs and fixed annuities, maybe like things like a 403B or 457s. Those are all going to get taxed later, and that's great. But folks, how would you like to be in tax-free or tax-advantage type of products like Roth IRAs, or what we like to call cash accumulation and insurance policies? There's a code out there called the IRC 7702. Basically, it stands for the Internal Revenue Code 7702. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a loophole in the tax system. It was created by wealthy people in the early 1900s. It's designed literally so that, it says this, the proceeds of a life insurance policy are never taxed, okay? So meaning that's the death benefit. And then also if your money is growing in those accounts, it's never taxed. And when you take distributions out, that money is never taxed. And so that's what's great about, finding the right type of investments. We also go through the 6 steps to financial independence, everybody. This is like, we set up a needs analysis. We talk about cash flow. Number one is, if they want to earn additional income, we definitely want to show them our business, because I'm going to show you on a very part-time basis how you can make some great income. We talk about the emergency fund, basically setting aside 3 to 6 months of your income into an account that you strictly label emergencies. That way, you can be prepared for any of those unexpected expenses. Number 3, we talk about debt management. See, we've got an affiliate company called Transamerica that can literally help somebody. If they're they have a certain amount of debt, which would be like unsecured debt, like credit cards or maybe medical bills, we can help them out with that. Now, we don't help people with necessarily like their mortgage or their car payments, student loans, but unsecured debt, credit cards, credit cards, and also like medical bills. So, debt that's out of control, we can help people with that. We also like to help people, of course, with proper protection, making sure that we can protect their family against that loss of income, help protect their family against assets, because we want to be there if you die too early or you live too long. We want to be able to be there to help you out. Number 5 is we help people with building wealth, just outpacing inflation, making sure that we can reduce taxes as much as possible, and really help people with money management. And number 6 is we help them preserve wealth. One of the things that we have also is another affiliate company called Net Law. And ladies and gentlemen, what happens here is that they can help, set up a will or a trust or maybe a durable power of attorney if you need that. And the great thing is you can do all this from the comfort of your home and at a very, very, reasonable and fair price as well. So those are the 6 steps to financial independence. We definitely are working with people on that. I like to always tell people timing is everything, especially in business, right? Sometimes the T in timing is more important than the T in talent. And the baby boomers have driven so many different trends. The first one I want to talk to you about is basically the baby food. If you look at what happened with the boomers, they start having babies. What baby food company comes to mind? You think of probably that Gerber, right? How about toy companies? When they start getting a little bit older, they start playing with toys like from Fisher-Price or Mattel, right? And then of course fast food came on the scene. And what company comes to mind? McDonald's, right? And then the cars, like with the Mustang, and then real estate kept going all the way to about 2008. And then what ended up happening now, or what is happening now, is that retirement is here. Every 8 seconds, a baby boomer retires. And here's what's great: not only do we have the boomers, which was a big part of our population, now you have Generation X and the millennials that will be retiring in the future as well. And here's what's going on in our industry, which is very exciting. Nearly half of all the existing financial advisors are 55 and older, right? So in the next 10 years, 1/3 of them are going to retire. And ladies and gentlemen, basically what that means is it leaves a shortfall of over 200,000 advisors by the year 2022. So it just leaves a big need for financial advisors. Now we've got a unique business platform, everybody. So know this, you don't have to have any financial service experience necessary to get started with us. What's great is you can test drive the opportunity. You can start part-time. I'd encourage you, if you have a job or maybe you have some income on the side, keep that income and then start to build your business part-time. What's great is there's no time clocks. You don't have a boss. You don't have any quotas. You can build it on your own time and at your own pace. But here's what's great. You have unlimited earning potential, right? And so what's great is, like I showed you that book. I mean, we have proven that there's some serious income being made with this company. Now, we've got a leadership development and mentoring business model that's all in place from day one. Know this, I'm getting personally mentored by a gentleman that's, making about $3 million a year. And so you're going to have access to that kind of mentoring as well. You've got strength on your side. These companies aren't going to go away with Transamerica and Aegon. We're financially, we're well financially backed. Been around for over 100 years. The power of choice, we can come to a client and literally give them the best of the best. And when you're looking at over 500 companies, you know which ones are the best ones out there. And also business expansion, we'll touch base on that in a couple slides, but know that there's no territories, that you have. As long as you're in the U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico, today you can build this business. We've got a WFG business system. One of the biggest issues in this industry is that people run out of what we call appointments. Well, if you're building your agency, you'll never run out of appointments. You'll constantly, eventually, be so busy with just appointments, and that's what I love about the model. Equal opportunity for all. Doesn't matter your education level, where you're from, what color you are. All the system knows is that it'll pay you if you produce. There's definitely a diverse field force here. We go for that underserved market, which is a big one. We get people, company financial needs analysis. We talked about some affiliate companies. We talked about Debtmerica. We talked about NetLaw. There's another one called Bolt Insurance that can help people with their P&C. So the P&C basically is all your property casualty, meaning like your homeowners, your renters, maybe car, auto, even pet insurance, business insurance. So Bolt Insurance, what they'll do is they'll do the research. They'll shop the companies just like what we do on the financial side. They do that with those type of carriers. Names like Travelers and Safeco, big companies, and they'll find the best prices. They'll bind it for you, and then we, as associates, as an agents, we actually get paid a commission on that, even without a P&C license. So that's pretty big. World-class recognition and events; those are in place also. And then technology and business tools, you'd expect that from a company that's been around for so long. So we've got 3 apps that you can use. We've got a very robust back office. We've got marketing systems. All those things are in place. All right? So let's talk about compensation. Several ways you can make money. Know this, the first way is going to be personal income. And what we'll do, if you look here, let's just use $200 a month, per policy, as an example here. So if you were to take $200, multiply it by 12, that'd be $2,400. And as you can see on the screen here, it says associate, right? Well, that's a 45% contract level. So once you get done with your training, you become an associate. And what ends up happening is when if you go out there and you help a family, $200 times 2,400. 200 times 12 is 2,400. Multiply that by 45%, you'd have 1,080. If you just help 4 families a month, that's 4,320, and you're on pace to about do $50,000 in income that year. A great statistic about World Financial Group is 2 of them. 1, we have more licensed female agents than any other financial firm out there. Number 2 is that the average associate, their first year, okay, when they're licensed, right, on a part-time basis, 1 out of 2 will make $50,000 a year. 1 out of 2, and so that's pretty strong, in terms of income. Now, senior marketing director, that's an 80% contract rate. So if you were just to go out there and do the exact same thing, 4 families a month, you're going to be on pace to be making close to a 6-figure income. And when you protect a family and you go help that family, we always ask for an hour. It usually takes 2 hours, right? And so, because you're writing up business. But if you just did the math, I mean, that's like 8 hours a month. Let's give you another few hours for phone calls, 10, 12 hours. I mean, how many of you would love to work 12 hours in a month and still make an extra $50,000 a year, $4,000 a month, right? And that's what's great about our part-time business model. Number two is agency income. This is for the ones of you that see the big picture, like you want to leverage your time, you want to have start to build a team. I want you to think about this. Do you know at least 5 people right now that could go out there and and protect 4 families a month, help 4 families grow, their portfolio and save tax-free type of investments? Well, if you know those people, right, 5 people, and if they did exactly what you did, protect 4 families a month, you could make some incredible high 6-figure type of incomes. All right, and so that's huge. Is go out there and build an agency. That's what we're doing here in the Midwest. We're expanding all throughout the Midwest, and now even into states like Arizona and Florida. And so just know this: you have the opportunity to really build it as big as you want. Expansion income. We've got a great expansion income opportunity as well. We call it the mapping system. Let's say you knew someone in California or Florida. Well, what happens is you still enroll them. They map them to a local office, and for the rest of their life, you're going to earn a 25% override from that associate. And so they get plugged into that office. They work with that office, but you're going to earn a 25% override for the rest of their career. It's huge. Number 4 is bonus income. When you become like a senior broker, SMD in our compensation plan, know this, that you're going to start to share in those pools for the top leaders. It's just more income for yourself. And then number 5, we've got recurring income. That's just from overrides and residuals. You have money that just constantly is coming in, and which is great. We call that basically mailbox money, right? It just keeps coming in every single month. If you look here on this chart here too, guys, is that it shows the different levels. SMD stands for Senior Marketing Director, all the way to EVC, Executive Vice Chairman. And know this. Let me use this as an example because it shows you the average and the highs. The gentleman that actually introduced this business and enrolled my daughter, his name is Yariv, and Yariv in his first year made $100,000, and then on his second year is on pace to do about $300,000 to $350,000, and just with his life accident health license, that's the kind of income he's going to make. All right, so just with that basic license, you can make a high 6-figure income. Now, if you decide to get securities and advisory licensed, of course you'll make even more money, and you have more products to offer. But just even with just that basic license, because we've got we can help people protect their families. But we've got a product that's been returning 9.35% in the last 25 years, and we can market it just with our life, health, and accident license. And that's big because most families, majority of the families, that's the product that they need. Okay. You look down the chart. When I was out there in Las Vegas and one of my questions was, how do you get to that EVC rank? I mean, 7-figure income. This is for you that are, just hungry and desire more. Well, it's really simple. If you can just find 9 people that you can help work with, put them in the system, mentor them, help them become, 6-figure income earners every year, then you can become an EVC. 9 people direct to you that you personally recruited. So that's my mission. If you're watching this video, is that we want to help you be able to get to that EVC rank and make yourself a 6-figure income from the comfort of your home and be able to do that. This slide's great because, ladies and gentlemen, it just shows you that, this company does an incredible job with recognition, building culture. I want you to know this before I dive in. I almost forgot this. Part of our compensation plan, too, is that we get paid twice a week, 8 times a month, right? Twice a week, 8 times a month, you can get paid. And so the culture is amazing because we work hard and we play hard, right? And so as you can see here, you get recognized. I showed you the book, all those different ring earners. That wasn't volume or production. That was actual income, right? When you hit $50,000, you'll get a success watch. And then we've got tons of plaques and trophies. Our first month of the business, we were number 2 recruiter in the entire company. What ended up happening is that month we also were recognized. Flew out to California, was recognized with the SMD belt, which is a top honor out of thousands and thousands of people. We're very excited about that. My daughter has personally received in her first year many awards for being one of the top personal producers as well. And so lots of recognition for this company. The leadership networks that you'll build because you're around people that are like-minded, they want to succeed, they want to build themselves a great lifestyle and a business, you'll be around those type of people. Let's talk about trips. If you like to vacation or travel, this company will be ideal for you as well, because just think about the trips that we've been on just this year. They've been to Punta Cana, They've been to, I'm sorry, the Dominican Republic. They've been to, Hawaii again. They announced at our convention, Australia and Hawaii again. There's a Paris trip coming up where they're going to eat at the Eiffel Tower. They've been to Miami this year. We've been to Vegas. We're getting ready to go back out to California in December. We're right in the middle of a Cabo San Lucas trip. And so lots of different trips planned for this. And what they usually do is that if it's a incentive trip, it's going to be for you and your spouse. Airfare is included, meals included, everything's included. Work hard, play hard. They do an amazing job with the company here. And then the last thing I want to share with you is that we've got Forbes magazine as well. And you're one of the top producers. They'll showcase and highlight you in that magazine, as well as down like even on New York Times Square on the billboard, and maybe even having a local billboard in the area. So some extra brand recognition just to get that out there to show people that you're with a rock solid company and a little bit of advertising for yourself. All right. And so I want to close with this. If you're watching this, this is an opportunity that you can go into a career. You do have to get your license, know that, but it could be a long-term decision to be with a company that's rock solid. At my age of 44, I wanted to make sure this was a good decision for the long term. I didn't want to, risk making a decision like this, even on a part-time basis. And so making that decision, Joy, know that it's a solid company that you're going to be working with. And if you just look at all the things that I told you about, if you just put your business hat on, 30-year-old companies, the amount of people still making money, the opportunity here in the Midwest, if you're getting this message and you're in the Midwest area, I mean, it's wide open. It just takes some work. It takes you being disciplined, and it takes you going out there and building your business. So how do you get started? It's pretty simple. It's $100 to get coded today. $100 will get you a code. That code number will stick with you for life. They'll do a background check. They'll get you coded. And then when you get your license and you can start giving that code to companies like Transamerica and Nationwide and Prudential and Everest and Crump, all these different companies, what ends up happening is that code is like your social security number, but it gets you access and appointments to all those companies, and you'll keep that. So $100 gets started. Depending on where you're calling from, whatever state that may be, it's an additional $100, $200 typically to get the rest of your licenses, and get started. But get back with the person that invited you to this webinar, and they'll fill in the rest of the details for you. And that way you can make sure you can make a good quality decision for you and your family in the future. All right, so with that, everybody, my name is Jimmy. I want to thank you for your time and attention and watching this webinar. I hope you got some valuable information. We're super excited about the future with this company, and we hope that you'll make the decision to join us as well. So get back with the person that invited you to this webinar, and we'll see you on the next webinar or at one of our local offices. With that, everybody, have yourself a better than great day. We'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.